Hey you, Meowkaiser coming at you today with a patch rundown. Today's patch is going to be 9.2.02 and it's set to happen during March 17th. And we're getting a new Aglaya supply release where we're going to get Sweetly Dylan and we're going to get Rosalia and Busker Heart avatar, as well as Chloe and Johan emotes. And these live 2D skins have been re-released. You can check out all of these details in the description below. I have a link that goes straight to these patch notes. Now, there's a lot of changes. I've already taken a look. They're all buffs, at least from what I remember. So Nadine gets armor growth from 1.7 to 2.1. This basically means that she'll be able to scale better into the mid game than she currently does. So she'll have a little bit of a stronger mid game than usual, but it's a very slight buff. And then for Aya, her field skill got buffed, so now instead of healing for 5 times the amount of stacks, she heals for 8 times the amount of stacks, so she heals for a max of 40. Nothing else has been changed. So she's, over the course of the game, if you're using the skill properly, that's actually a decent chunk of extra HP that Aya has. So we'll see if that's enough to put her a little bit more relevant than she currently is. I mean, she does really well right now, but she's by no means like the best pick. So we'll see what happens. Dylan got buffed. Her level 1 attack is now at 16, and then her stamina level 1 stamina is at 124. This just gives her a little bit more stability in the early game, and this lets her contest level 1 a lot better. I'm pretty sure the context for doing this is that Lee Dylan is no longer able to dodge the first attack when she's contesting first area, so this should give her a little bit more contesting power. Then Daniel got a buff, so his skill activate. So the way that his skill works is that if you get hit below what used to be 7 HP, now it's 100 HP, he marks the person that's knocked him below that amount of HP, and then if he uses Scapegoat in that person the next 10 seconds, he does increase damage. And the way people would play around this in high level, especially on the Korean server, is they would always make it so they attack second. So they would let Daniel attack them first, and then they would see if the ability triggers. If it does, they would just change areas constantly so they could never get hit by Scapegoat. That being said, using Scapegoat is now like a lot safer to use, because the problem with getting knocked below 70 HP is that you are so susceptible to being double hits. This HP difference makes it so that you're not as scared of double hits when you're going for empowered scapegoats. This doesn't solve the issue of when people start playing around it, but in most level of plays, that's not relevant. And then Solitude got a massive buff, where instead of stamina cost moving decreased by 1, is now decreased by 3. So now it'll cost you 2 stamina to change areas, and honestly, that's insane. So we'll see. We'll see how much that matters. That's a very big deal, because that means that Daniel can chase people so much easier. Especially because, like, typically what happens is after people get marked, they start switching areas. And now Daniel can, like, freely switch areas and have no problems. A couple items got... Well, one item got buffed, one item got nerfed. Sultan's Quiver has extra bow damage plus 3 and arrow capacity plus 22. The context for this change, obviously, is the fact that nobody was building it. Quiver of Infinity was strictly better if you were playing bow without arrow supply, and even then you wouldn't run bow without arrow supply. The only reason why Quiver of Infinity was ever built was because of Cathy players when they randomly got given the bow mastery, and then they had to make a quiver. So this gives Cathy players an option for Sultan's Quiver, and honestly, this option may not be a bad idea. Plus 3 extra damage, that's almost like having a moonstone. Well, that is like having a moonstone. I don't know why I said almost, but you get the point. And then Schrodinger's box armor got nerfed from 22 to 20. I've noticed that they've been really paying attention to people doing like 3 or 4, well, not 3 or 4, but like 2 or 3 thick paper sets. They've been nerfing the rooting into Pond, where Pond was super efficient if you had a bunch of thick paper. And so the Schrodinger's box nerf was warranted, especially because one of the strongest setups was archery range into tunnel currently. I really do wish that they would address the problem with drop near right now, but whatever. It's something that I wish they would do, because I like metas where we aren't forcing the same thing every single game, and currently we are forcing drop near almost every single game, so that would be nice to change, but whatever. Today is my birthday at the time of recording this video and the time of when I'll be releasing it. I'm also trying to finish uploading all the tournament footage, so you can be on the lookout for that. For my birthday, I don't actually know if the game's going to go under maintenance when I am live streaming or not. But if it does during my birthday live stream, we'll just be playing some other games. So come hang out with me over at twitch.tv/Meowkaiser. I'd love to see you all there on my birthday. And with that out of the way, peace.